That was a perfect segue. I am Doug Wilson. I'm a businessman and a human rights advocate. I'm very concerned about how U.S. businesses are selling their products and their technologies into repressive regimes. Every day, people are empowered, like the people in this march that we saw earlier in the year, to get out a new blog. A person has, for the first time, the courage to write what is happening. A person has, for the first time, a cell phone, and they can send a text message on where the next demonstration is going to be. They can also send a picture to us that we can see the oppression that's occurring. A journalist sends an email overseas letting us know about the repressive actions that are occurring. But at the same time, this great empowerment is occurring and happening. These repressive countries are using our technologies to identify those individuals, to harass, kidnap, torture, intimidate, and ultimately imprison. An example is this young man right here, Shi Dao. He was a Chinese journalist who was actually briefed down Tiananmen Square and that there should be no talk about it in the press. He sent an email overseas to a forum. It was on a Yahoo account. The request was made from the Chinese government to Yahoo to release the name of who did that. They did. The result, he was immediately captured, tortured, and is now living in prison with a 10-year sentence. However, the problem is not just with Shi Dao or with Yahoo or with China. The problem is much bigger. There are hundreds of people being arrested daily as they take the risk that we're empowering them to take for the first time in this internet age. In Tunisia, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, all over the place, this is happening. And we've got to do something about it. Cisco System actively sells technology that helps hunt down dissidents and find them. I know that Google and Microsoft are wrestling with how far do they go in allowing the government to censor what they're wrestling with today on the searches in China. These questions are very critical to resolve, and it requires a human rights framework. And I urge us as leaders here that can influence these decisions to help establish a human rights framework within our own companies, number one. Number two, between our companies. And number three, as a national treaty in the United States and across the world. Am I pessimistic? Not at all. In fact, I'm very optimistic that we have the heroic imagination that we heard about this afternoon to really make a difference, to solve this problem, and to continue to change the world. Thank you very much.